You're on.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Cameron Malford-Smith, and the topic of this debate will be illegal immigration. Illegal immigration is a controversial topic that is especially relevant today. My partner Ryan and I affirm that the United States should create incentive to legally immigrate to the United States by enforcing a harsher monetary punishment for people illegally crossing the border. I will be demonstrating how illegal immigration is a problem that isn't being properly addressed by current policies and what we must do to solve it. I will first demonstrate how the current policies aren't working. They are doing nothing to deter illegal immigration, and they are too expensive. Second, I will show you how illegal immigration is problematic because it harms the country by how it creates a large fiscal burden and how current detaining policies cost too much. Third, I will be demonstrating how having stricter monetary punishment will both deter illegal immigration and provide an incentive to immigrate legally. For the first part of the speech, I will demonstrate how current policies aren't working to deter illegal immigration. Illegal immigration is a hot topic, and there have been many attempts to reform immigration policies that are ineffective. For example, according to The Economist, the Department of Homeland Security announced that Border Patrol agents apprehended 37,393 people in March, an increase of more than 200% on the previous year. This shows that immigration rates are rising, and despite the current policies, illegal immigration is still increasing with no deterrence. One of the reasons there is no deterrence is due to the fact that the monetary fines are too lenient. According to the Cornell Law School, any alien who is apprehended while entering the U.S. is subject to a civil penalty of at least $50 and not more than $250 for such entry. This is a very mild monetary punishment. The punishment is so mild that it's comparable to that when somebody gets a ticket for using their cell phone and driving, who, according to Legal Match, monetary fines can range from as low as $20 to as high as $500. We, despite this punishment, will still always see people using their cell phone when driving all the time. If illegally crossing the border is a more serious crime than using your phone while driving, why is your fine just being the same? The current fine will do nothing to stop illegal immigration. Additionally, the idea of Trump to build a wall is very expensive. According to NPR, the Department of Defense is shifting $1 billion from a military personnel account to build a 57-mile fence at the southern U.S. border. And furthermore, Trump is requesting $5.7 billion to build the wall. Obviously, this is a very expensive solution to the problem and will prove to be ineffective at deterring illegal immigration since the rates are still rising. For my second point, I will show how illegal immigration is problematic because it costs taxpayers a lot of money. According to the Heritage Foundation, illegal immigrants impose a net fiscal burden of around $54.5 billion per year. This shows that illegal immigration does pose a serious financial burden in America. Furthermore, the detention centers are full and are costing too much money to maintain. To keep up with they're costing too much money to maintain to keep up with the rising rates of illegal immigration. According to Freedom for Immigrants, it costs more taxpayer dollars to detain people in Washington, which is $149 per person per day in California, which is $144 per person per day than any other state. This includes the cost of guards, healthcare, and other direct costs. California is the state with the biggest population, and a population of around 40 million people. This means that California taxpayer dollars alone will amount to billions of dollars, and this isn't taking into account all of the other states. The fact that current policies aren't deterring illegal immigration, the rates are rising, and the detention centers are getting full and are too expensive means that this is a present financial problem on America. For my third and final point, I will be offering a solution to this problem. We should make the monetary penalties for illegal immigration harsher. Doing so will result in a decrease in illegal immigration, as well as a decrease in financial burden, since there will be revenue generated. As I have stated and cited earlier in the speech, getting apprehended while illegally entering the United States might result in a fine between $50 and $250. This is too low of a monetary punishment to deter illegal immigration. Other countries, such as Canada, have adopted raising monetary fines for illegally entering their country. For example, according to the Library of Congress, illegally entering Canada can result in a monetary fine of anywhere between $10,000 and $50,000. In having similar, even smaller fines than that of Canada, there would be enough of a deterrent to immigrate illegally. And we believe that it will cause immigration rates to decline. If the rates weren't to decline and were to stay constant, even having a fine of $5,000, which is less than the Canadian fine and is a modest amount of money, there would be a large amount of money that would be generated for America. This increase in money will result in less of a financial burden created by illegal immigration, even if it were to stay at the constant rate. Now, according to the San Diego Tribune, apprehensions during the 2018 fiscal year were increased to 369,579 people. If there was a fine of $5,000, this would generate almost $2 billion, which would relieve some pressure of financial burdens. I would also like to point out that $5,000 is a relatively small fine compared to what other countries are fining. And increasing the monetary punishment of illegal immigration would both deter illegal immigration as well as relieve some of the financial burden that illegal immigration inflicts on America. In conclusion, my partner Ryan and I believe that we should raise the monetary punishment for illegally entering the United States. We believe that this increase in the monetary punishment will both deter illegal immigration and be more effective of a policy than there currently is. I showed you how the current policies are failing and ineffective and are too expensive to enforce. I then showed how illegal immigration is a problem in America that is costing a lot of money and not being properly addressed. Then finally, I introduced our plan to increase the financial punishment and demonstrated how doing so will both deter illegal immigration and relieve the financial burden it causes on America. I hope after what I have showed you, you will agree that we should raise the monetary punishment of illegal immigration. Thank you.